All right, coming in the house. Just went over to the front door to come in. Look at the kitchen, and I actually find this pretty remarkable how well kept the appliances are. So I've never seen a dial temperature and dial timer. It all seems to work as it should. Same with this cooktop. These dials are nice and tight, and very clean. So anyway, they lived in it carefully and softly, which is pretty cool. I did turn them all on, make sure they worked, including the dishwasher, make sure it doesn't leak. And everything seemed to work. Cabinetry is in really good condition, and the sinks. So talking about sinks, I did operate all of the plumbing fixtures. This one does have a flex pipe there, which we don't recommend that. So that's just a homeowner fix, that you should have a regular pipe there because it does catch debris and whatnot. Okay, that's about it in there. Just walk around to the bathrooms. Get the lights off, it's back on. So here, this bathroom looks like it was probably remodeled, maybe late 80s or something like that. You have solid surface countertops, matching tub and surround, which is nice. It's really easy to take care of. Probably cultured marble. I've worked with a lot of cultured marble with Lane Marble over the years, and it's good products. All the plumbing fixtures worked, as I said. Let's look at the other bathroom real quick. This one has an older toilet, and that shower's been replaced at some time with fiberglass surround. Probably new floor as well, and it all works fine. This vanity also looks newer too. Should probably change it out at some point. Okay, let's talk about flooring. So vinyl flooring looks good in the bathrooms, and then you have hardwood throughout, which is also in really good condition. There's a few pieces of damage. We noted one over here you probably saw. It looks like probably some kind of slow moisture leak from the washer at some point. I couldn't find that in the crawl space, but it's small enough. I think that's just an old water leak, but just probably a slow leak that caused it to rot. Okay, let's look at a couple of those defects in the flooring. Just a little wear spot here, it's natural. A little wear spot here, and then there's some gouges here. There's pictures of all this in the report, and there was some reason the carpet mat there made impressions, but that, if you ever sand it down, that would go away pretty quick. And here's the masonry fireplace, and the damper works. Like I said, when we're outside, there's a cap on the top, so that has to be removed before anyone uses it. And I'd recommend it be cleaned by a chimney sweep. You can see that it's ungrounded outlets. And speaking of outlets, it is missing the GFCIs in the kitchen and bathrooms. That's where I check for them, near the water. And so in the kitchen, the only outlet is clear over here or clear over there. So both the bathrooms and kitchens do not have GFCIs. It's never been updated. Let's talk about heating a little bit. We have thermostats in all the rooms that run ceiling heat, and the ceiling heat does work in all of the rooms except for this dining room / living space. So this thermostat I could no longer get it to function. So other than that, you do actually still have ceiling heat in all the rooms, and I took infrared pictures of that with my infrared camera that you'll see in the report. You do have your gas furnace, and there's registers for every room, so every room has plenty of heat, and that's probably what you'll be using because ceiling heat is very expensive to run. Other than that, didn't really find much for any cracks in the walls or ceilings. There's a few, like 3 repairs, old cracks, like right here, there's one, right here, there's one, and then I actually don't have this one in the report, but I noticed it later. There's a slight crack right there. Okay. Is there anything else to say about that? Yes. So attic. since we're looking up. Attic looked fine. I was able to go all throughout it. Insulation is old style, fiberglass blow-in insulation, looked fine. You can see there has been rodents in there. There's trails throughout that. So at some point there was rodents up there. And the bathroom fans. So the bathroom fans are vented up together into one vent. I think right above the vent in this, actually that one's over there. Interesting. Oh, it must be through the laundry and this one connected together maybe. But anyway, they're connected together, but then they aren't connected to the vent in the roof. So it's a few inches off, which can allow moisture to go into the attic if people take long hot showers. So I'd recommend that be connected to the vent. And that's the only issue I really saw up there, besides rodents. In the crawl space, we have access in this closet. And I crawled throughout down there. The dryer vent does vent just directly into the crawl space. There's no ducting to a foundation vent, so that should be changed. And some of the ducting for the heating system, the insulation has fallen down or been rubbed off from people being down there. And there's a bit of debris. There's a cardboard box, some pieces of wood, and old insulation laying down. So those are the main things I noticed. Overall, the insulation looked pretty good. There's a couple places where it's hanging down, so that could be made more efficient, as well as the ducting insulation could be fixed in a few areas, but nothing major. It's also dry down there, and I didn't note any plumbing leaks. With that, look through the report. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to try to answer and help out in any way. Thank you so much.